In this tutorial I'm going to create this sheet metal part, and I will explain the basics how to use sheet metal in IronCAD. So I will start a new scene, and before I continue I want to thank you all who support me via the PayPal link in the description in my videos. So well, back to the exercise, and then come over to the starter catalog, and then I come down here to this sheet metal group. To open the group you just double click it, and here we have the sheet metal shapes that you can use. So, and to begin using sheet metal you have to begin with a stock or a curved stock or a conic stock. So in this tutorial I'm going to use a stock, and it's just a drag and drop. So if I now left click and drag and drop it here in the scene, I will have this window or dialog box first, where I can select the stock I want to use. And as default is, in my case, it is the hot rolled steel 1mm. And if you don't see this dialog box or dialog window, it's because this box is not checked. If I deselect it, click OK, and delete this stock here in the scene, and then left drag another stock, we won't see the selection box because that box was now deselected. So if you want it back, I will delete it. You right drag a stock, and I will drop it with no smart assembly in this case. Now you see this selection box or selection window, and I will select this box, so next time I drag a stock this window will open. So, and I will use this 1mm hot rolled steel. But if you want to change the default setting when it comes to what stock you want to have as default, you can do that by coming up here to options. So I will click OK here and come up here to options, and then go to sheet metal, expand it. Here we have stock, and here we have the sheet metal stock list. And to set the default sheet metal stock, you just select one here in the list. If I now click here, we see that now that one is the default sheet metal stock. But I want to use this one. It has a minimum radius of 1.5. If you want to add your own stock, sheet metal stock, you can use these buttons here. Add stock. You can also edit one here in the list. You can also remove one. If you have added one but you want to remove it, you can use remove sheet metal stock. And this is the path to where the text file is located. If you want to make changes in this text file, it's better to use these buttons. So I will come down here, I will move the window up a bit and then click cancel. So there's also another way of, when it comes to select the stock here in this catalog, I will delete this stock in the scene. Then I will go back to the starter catalog. You can also drag this group and drop it here on the scene. Select which stock you want to begin with. I will double click the stock here, and I will use this one. Click OK, like so. That's another way of doing it. If I now select this sheet metal stock in IntelliShape level, and when I hover the cursor over the edges, we see that the shape handles will appear or show up. And that's, in my case, that's a default selection in my case. But if you want to see the size box handles or the shape handles, you can click this icon here. By clicking, you toggle between shape handles and size box handles, or you can also right click to choose shape or size box, or you can also use the tab key on the keyboard to toggle between shape handles and size box handles and shape handles. And there is a difference between these two handles, or shape handles and size box handles. If you right click, you see this menu when you right click a shape handle, but if you right click a size box handle, you will see this menu when you right click. So there is a slight difference. And it is also a difference if you want to change the size of this sheet metal stock. If I now click this handle, the size box handle, you will get this value box where you can type in a value. I will type 40 and hit enter. But if you use the shape handles and click the handles, nothing happens. So, and if you right click, you have to use edit distance from point and select this edge in my case, and now it says 100. I will type 80 and hit enter. Then I press D for fit scene. But both handles are very useful in different situations. So then I want to add bands to this stock, and I will open the sheet metal group here, double click. So there are three different bands. We have band, in band and out band, but we have also band with stock, in band with stock and out band with stock. And the difference between these two is that this is a band with a flange. This is also a band with a flange, but it is a stock added to the band. And you can also go to edit cross section on this stock and make some changes, and we will look into that in a minute. So if I now drag a band and drop it here, and you don't have to drop it on the edge, just close to the edge where you want to drop it, and it will be attached to that edge. If you want to change the direction of this band, you just click this red arrow to change the direction. And this handle here is to change the radius of the band. You just right click and edit radius, and here you can also change the length of this band if you want to. And this one is to change the height of the flange. So, and then if I come over here, choose W and click this side of the stock, look at, and then I will remove the perspective camera here. So now if I select the stock in IntelliShape level, we see that the stock will end here, then the band is added, and then the flange. That's this band that I chose. So if I now select this sheet metal part in part level, hover the cursor over this edge, we see two handles shows up. The first handle is to change the angle of the band, and this one is to change some settings for the band and the flange. So first here, if I now go to edit band alignment, we can change what type of band I want. Now it's set to smooth alignment, and that's an ordinary band. If I now choose inside radius alignment, so I click OK, and the band will move. Now when I select the stock, we see that the stock will end inside of the band. That's in band. So if I go back, double click the handle, the same box will show up. If I now select outside radius alignment and click OK, select the stock, we see that the stock will end outside of the band. So that's an out band. So even if you add a band from the beginning, but you want to change it to an out band or an in band, you can do that by double click this handle. And now I want to go back to band, and I choose smooth alignment and click OK. And you can also grab this handle to change the length of the band. You don't change the length of the stock. It stops here at 40 millimeters. But you will add material to the band on this side. And if you grab the handle and move it in this direction, it will stop here. It stops at out band. you cannot move it any longer than to outband. So that's a possibility you have when you are using these handles. But I will go back to smooth alignment, like so. Then I will remove this band and then go and select band with stock and drop it here. So now we have added a band and a stock. So now these two are separated. So that means when I right click this stock, I have edit cross section, and now I can select edit cross section, come in here and make some changes. And as you saw, when I entered the edit cross section, the camera didn't change, or the camera angle didn't change, and that's because I will click cancel, and then I come up here to options, open it, and down here we have camera settings. I have disabled this one, enable camera lookup during editing, and I want it that way, so that's why the camera didn't change direction when I entered the edit cross section. So I will click cancel. So go back to edit cross section. I can make some changes because this stock is now based on the sketch, and here I can change the sketch. So I will grab this vertex, move it in a bit, this one as well. I can add, right click and add a circle here, and press escape, right click, finish drawing. So now I have cut a hole. I have also changed the angle of the sides of this this flange. So that's what you can do when you add a band with a stock. So I will delete this one and also that band. I will use another band here, drag and drop it here. Now if I want to change the height of this flange, I can just grab this handle and change the height. And you can also right click and choose edit distance from point and select the bottom. Here I will type 15. You can also right click, choose edit band stock length, then this box will show up, and the default is flange. We see that it's 13.5 when it's 15 from the top to the bottom, but this inside sharp is the same as if you right click and choose edit distance from point and select the bottom. This is the same as inside sharp. So if I now type 15 here, nothing will change because it's already 15 from the bottom to the top. But it is a very simple a simple way of changing the height. Just double click the handle, open this box, select what you want here, type in a value, and then click OK. So this is the first video of this exercise. So in the next video we will continue to make this sheet metal part that I have here.